Okay, I'm back. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. And before I get to working, let's make the announcement on. I need to develop a step-by-step process for when I log on to stream and when I make my announcements and stuff, because I can't be wasting airspace making announcements all the time. But, you know, it's all good. I'm just gonna... Sounds like somebody's launching some fireworks out. Probably left over from Memorial Day. Wouldn't surprise me. Cool. So, where I left off last time, we had made some significant work on the valves. I was able... This is one that I pulled from the scene, which works as, you would expect. You pick up the valve, you attach it, steam that's shooting out gets sealed off, and you can turn it. So I sought to replicate that just to make sure that I understood the ins and outs. And so I now have, well, what I have here is a valve that is defaultly attached to its socket. So all you would need to do to shut off the steam would be to turn it. And then I took it the next step and made it so that you pick up a loose valve and then you attach it to an empty socket, and that will turn off the existing steam. And then once you turn it, it shuts off this random fire particle that I have going on here. And so the next step that I want to take with that is I want to see if I can either turn the fire on or make it do something so that it can kind of toggle between on and off. So that's going to be my agenda for today. Let's see. Now, I don't want to go duplicating too much, because I just want to make sure that I am familiar with everything, but... Go ahead and duplicate that, because that doesn't have anything flagged to it. Nope. It's just a little entity. And now... What was this thing? This thing is a prop physics. So we're gonna set that bad boy there. Prop physics. Go ahead. Change the model. Why are you yelling at me? Valve wheel. That's what I need. Okay. There we go. Oh, you know what else I should do? I should also announce that I'm live on Twitter. See how many that that ends up reaching. I promise I can speak. I speak words. Alrighty, let's see. So next is we gotta create this bad boy. And this is a prop dynamic override. I'll set that there, or not, I guess it won't let me. And do I need a different model for it? No. Nope, it'll take the physics prop. Okay, and apply. I'm also gonna rotate that. Show models. Yes. There we go. Cool. It's all lined up. Let's just stick it in there just a little. There. Leave it at that, nice and snug. Cool. All right, so now the logic. First things first, I want to check flags and make sure mass scale set to 1. Generate output on each. All right. Yeah. this needs is momentary rote button, and you make that out of geometry. Cool. Dope. And of course, hey, Antonu, thanks for the follow. I will try my best to be entertaining. Oh, I need to make sure. Flags. What about this? Ah, yes. Not solid. Use activates. Starts locked. Okay. Yes, I want toggle on. X-axis. Jiggle when used while locked. Actually, I'm going to turn off starts locked just so that I can see if I can use it. Doesn't take much for the dogs to lose their minds. And I just realized I've been talking into a muted mic. Sorry. Okay. So this toggles successfully. Now I just need it to shut things on and off. Okay, so I guess now I need to render this invisible and inactive so that when I attach this, that is invisible. Why is my phone blowing up? Just blowing up my phone. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Alright, now where was I? This needs to be... inactive, I think. Use activates, starts locked. Apply that. And then for the valve, nothing there. It's just okay. It is just a dynamic prop. Not even for anything. Just to sit there and look pretty. So, I guess the question is, what about you? You are a physics prop. You have things. Model, flags. Already did all that. Okay, so now we're just messing with the trigger. Just double checking. Inputs. Yeah, my valve attached trigger, on trigger, kill it. So it needs the trigger. And let's go ahead and change this to trigger volume. Yep. And it's probably going to give me the same problems as it did last time. Keep the cylinder in this bad boy. It's kind of a small trigger. Let's widen that. That'll work. Seriously, is it me, or does that look like not all sides are equal? I don't know. My eyes might be playing tricks on me. Okay. So we are putting this bad boy smack in the middle, right where the gear attaches. That's all we're doing. Looks good to me. And ideally, when the gear I'm holding touches that, it will disappear from my hand and reappear attached to basically where you see the dynamic prop is. All right. So now we need to name this. What did I name this one? I named this one My Valve Attach Trigger. I'm gonna name it this. Oop, gotta change it to an entity. And it is a func detail, it is a trigger once. We only want it to happen once and then never again. Let's name it my... Why does it do that? Sometimes... My valve attach trigger, and I'm gonna name it 3 just because everything on this thing is 3, so just make it all consistent. Apply to that. Cool. My valve attach trigger 3. And so far, what we want is for this to disappear, so it's going to have an input. Okay, that's... It probably could have gone as an output too, but that's okay. So on trigger, my valve attached trigger kill, my physical valve kill. That's what I named that. And this one needs a name, so I call this one my physical valve. I'm going to say 3, just for consistency. All right, cool. Whoop. Outputs. On trigger, everything is on trigger. So we're killing the trigger itself when it's triggered, and the physical valve that you're holding. So we'll start with that. Oh, and we're unlocking the rotation parent. Add on trigger. My valve trigger 3. Kill. Apply. And then we're adding on trigger. My physical valve. Kill. And then on trigger, we are unlocking the rotation parent. Unlock. Apply. Okay, so let's double check that. Yep, this has an input now. And so does this. Cool. Let's save it and run it. Okay. That was annoying me. Why is it not working? Okay. Flags. Physics objects. On trigger. Kill, unlock. Ah. Not entirely sure why that would make a difference, but maybe I'm just dumb. Captain Maximum, thank you. Howdy, how you liking Hammer? I am liking Hammer as much as one can like Hammer. I mean, you know, editors all come with their drawbacks, but as far as brevity goes, the nice thing about Hammer is you learn it for one game, you learn it for all of the Steam games. So, whatever I do here, I can easily take into Left 4 Dead or Portal. So, I enjoy it just for that. So that works. How about now? It's good. Pick this bad boy up. And it works. It took it. And now, tried decompiling levels? I have not. By decompile, you mean like existing levels from the base game? Cool, so that works. Now, I need this bad boy. You can decompile any BSP level file and see all of the scripts and such. Great resource if you get stuck. Yeah. In that sense, yes, I have done that. But I've probably done it the more juvenile way, because instead of just instead of going through the deliberate act of decompiling, I would just go into an existing level and look for the thing that I need and then duplicate it into my own scene. And so it's probably not the most efficient way of doing it, but it's basically how I've basically broken down this valve, because this was in the yeah, hell yeah. Okay, we need a point template. And yeah. Gotta start somewhere. Yep. Point template. It's my valve templates, and I'm going to to say 3, just so that it's consistent. And template 1 is attached valve. Cool. So output my valve template for spawn. That's what we want. For spawn. Apply. Cool. And so for this, preserve entity names, outputs. On entity spawn, Steam. Okay, I'm not working with particles just yet. Inputs. For spawn. Okay, so that should be fine. Let's double check this. Outputs, inputs, model, flags. Nothing there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, Captain Maximum, how's your day going? Control S and F9. Let's go. Good deal. Unreal Engine is a powerful thing. I assume you're learning UE5. How about you? I'm good. I'm good. I normally stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but I was getting very antsy, so I might up the frequency of my stream. Okay. Good. Excellent. Alright, sweet. All starting to work as intended. Actually wrapping up my last UE4 project. Then it's UE5 all the time. Yep. I was feeling for everybody working in UE when UE5 came out, because I just knew. I was like, oh man, everybody working in UE4 right now is crying. Alright. So that works as intended. Now I need to make it do things. Well, let's go back to Steam. Ooh, one more thing. I need to have a filter. Yeah. Lumen. Weep. God damn, is it a great time to be a designer. Yeah. We've got a lot to play with. What kind of design are you into? Or are you level design, game design? Are you more of like an environment artist, or a technical designer, programmer? Let's see. Filter name of my physical. Okay, that's another filter. Filter activator name. Level designer, born and raised. You? I am a jack of all trades, honestly. I excel at certain things, and I also fall short of certain things. Uh, but I probably would say I am more of a level designer slash narrative writer kind of guy, if that makes any sense. I just like to see my stories come to life. Let's see, activator name, stick that there. And so actually the mod that I'm working on right now is actually going to be more focused on environmental storytelling and puzzle design, as opposed to, you know, guns blazing, shooting aliens. Yeah, I just recently played Black Mesa for the first time. I in the Half-Life universe, yes, it's gonna be. You're not gonna be playing Gordon Freeman. You're gonna be like some mechanic on the Black Mesa base in maybe like the aftermath of everything, and so you just gotta make your escape. And so the combat that I'm focusing on is just gonna be you and a crowbar, and you're gonna be spending most of your time either fighting head crabs or zombies or dodging them while trying to figure out environmental puzzles to like get to the next area and stuff like that. And my goal is to have that done by next portfolio day in July. Awesome, love that stuff. Yeah. What is it? What did I name this? My valve filter. Let me see. My valve filter 3. Apply that. And the filter name is... Oh, the filter name is going to be whatever this thing is. So this filter is my physical valve 3. There we go. Cool. All right. So, does it have an output? No. Wait a minute. There it is. Filter. Filter name. My valve filter 3. Apply. Cool. That's just so that we don't get all our valves mixed up with each other, because they do all look the same. Cool. So there's that. Now let's work on Steam. Or you know what? Let's actually run that to make sure that I did that right. So what project, what's your project that you're working on right now, Maximum? Or can you tell me? I know some of us are bound by NDAs. Shush. Shush. Okay, this I need to test. Good. Let's double check that. Nope. That works. That works. And that works. Cool. Iceland Island. You are James Bond and need to blow shit up. It's just a personal project. Currently, I'm a level design educator. Nice. Where do you teach at? I have done some mentoring myself for mostly the ID Tech camps, but I've also been like a teaching assistant for my professors at DePaul University over in Chicago. What am I doing? Game assembly, nice. I see game assembly students quite a bit on Twitter. They all are posting some really amazing stuff. It's one of the few design schools that I know that really like produces good designers. There's a lot of design schools out there that, you know, kind of claim, hey, yeah, DePaul, yeah. Antonu, are you, I take it you're familiar with DePaul? Are you a student there? Yeah, DePaul University was where I went for my undergrad, and then I went to Guildhall for my grad school. Let's see, environment STEAM. You're defending your thesis in like a week. Grad student, yeah. Oh. Yeah. Have fun. Yeah. If Shrank is still there, he can be a little brutal. Those are university colleges. I'm not sure how it works in the USA. Yeah, like, you know, there's not a whole lot of trade schools for game development in the US. There's a couple that are well known within the industry, like DigiPen is one, Nomen is another, although they specialize more in like art and VFS. Shrank is my thesis advisor. Shrank. Oh man. He will definitely challenge you. But yeah, a lot of state schools and private institutions here in the US are slowly but surely developing their own game dev programs. Um, it's a bit of a hot issue in the US though, because among industry professionals, uh, a lot of people feel like they're very ill-informed of what industry standards require of students. And so even after like maybe 4 years of schooling, there's a high likelihood that they may still be underprepared for what they need in order to get a job in the States. I would say that's probably less true in hub cities. You know, if you go to like a game dev hub city like LA, San Francisco, New York, or something, or Seattle, that's tied very closely to the industry. You're more likely to be better connected. That was a big complaint among a lot of us in Chicago. Is Chicago has a very good like indie community, but only a few AAA studios. And so as a result, DePaul's game dev program caters more to being an indie developer than a AAA one. And that was something that me and a few other of my cohorts tried to change while we were there. Because I was head of DFrag, president of DFrag in like 2017 at DePaul. That was like the game dev like club, and it was always kind of a struggle trying to balance what we wanted to do versus what we were learning in class, because a lot of what we were learning was highly theoretical. And it was a big eye opener when we went to GDC for the first time, because that was when it kind of became clear, they may not be teaching us everything. And I don't fully blame the schools, because a lot of the times it's like people who are working in the industry are not going to be teaching while they're working unless they are very close to the school, which is why I say go to a hub city instead. But it's not uncommon for them to. Yeah, I feel that too. Yeah, but it's not uncommon for people who retire from the industry to go into teaching, which is good. You know, it's good that they have jobs once they leave the industry, and it can be very rewarding to be an educator. The problem is keeping up with what the industry needs, because when you're not working, you're not keeping up with them, and so the stuff that you're teaching could be like 10 years out of date, and that's rough. That's rough for students who want to get jobs. Let me see. Lost my train of thought. What was I doing? Oh yeah, environment Steam. Steam. Just set that there. And let's do an ambience. Yeah, when I was a student ambassador for DePaul, and I would get all these wide-eyed incoming freshmen asking me, like, what should they be doing, to prepare for school and stuff. And I'm like, what do you mean prepare for school? prepare for the job you want. And that's the thing, is like, when you're a student incoming, you don't know where to start necessarily. So it's something that I wish that the industry was more transparent about, is like, what would it take to get that kind of job and stuff. My valve to Steam sounds and my Steam. All right. So, Anthony, what's your thesis? We have a similar issue. University students have a harder time than vocational education students. Yeah, I would say a lot of universities are playing catch up right now with where I work. It's vocational education, so we do well. Yeah, I've seen the game assembly, and it's pretty top tier design from my humble perspective. game assembly definitely knows how to train their students. When approaching game development academically, though, you're trying to reconcile a lot of theory with practical work, and there's gonna come a time in development when you are gonna have to throw theory out the window and be pragmatic about what you need to do and stuff. I'm working on a solo board game, but mainly I'm trying to get into LD professionally. I worked on an undergrad capstone while working on the thesis. All right, cool. Yeah. I always wondered about how they're letting students choose their capstones and their thesis. Because I remember one time at DePaul, the degree program that we were in was for computer game development. But this one guy wanted to make a card game for his capstone, and I was confused by it because it was like, but the degree is computer game programming. That's not applicable. If it was a game design degree, just for game design, then sure, that'd be great. But it confused me, and they let him do it, and I think he graduated and everything, but it kind of clued me in on the fact that DePaul is trying to just crank out degrees and say, hey, yeah, we've got graduates from this program, and they're getting jobs somewhere, hopefully. Let's see. I've got no clue how the undergrad program works, honestly. Was at another college years ago for graphic design. Ah, okay. Grad was just game design in general. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe once they realized, oh, we need to be a little bit more transparent about what we're doing, that would be good. Yeah, I've thought about coming back to DePaul, maybe for teaching or something, but I get the feeling that if I did, I would not last very long there, because I would kind of come off as pessimistic, I think, to them. I would just show up and be like, this isn't gonna get you a job in AAA development, I'm sorry. And then I'll get pulled aside and be like, you should be more encouraging. Well, I would be if you were more real with them. Let's see. Initial state on. Yeah, it was all theory for grad. Came in wanting a change in life, but they basically didn't teach any actual skills. Had to learn, still learn outside of school. You hate to hear it. But how did you find DePaul to begin with? For me, it was the Princeton Review, I think. It's a terrible, terrible thing to go by. Initial state, we want this on. But yeah, honestly, I'd love that sort of feedback too, saying if I do or don't actually have the qualifications for associate junior LD. It's like, yeah, I understand that this is a creative field and that a lot of the stuff that we do is subject to interpretation and taste, you know, because there are a lot of really good games out there that are not AAA, strictly speaking. But it comes down to what your professional goals are versus what the institute that you're at claims to be teaching. You know, I live downtown Chicago, so I've known about it for a while. Family and fiance got me to pursue the change. I see. Yeah, and choosing a school, can be a hard choice. It can be a matter of convenience. It can be a matter of just what you can afford. Okay, so I'm bouncing back and forth here. Let's see. Now this one has the output on entity spawned, Steam, and Steam sound. Kill it. Yeah, I'm certainly not going to tell people not to pursue an education, because your education is like your greatest investment. My problem is with schools that are not honest. Steam 3, kill it, and T spawns. Steam 3 sounds, kill. So there's that. Yeah, I used to live in the Chicago area myself, and when I had moved out to Tulsa, Oklahoma, I hated it. I was miserable, and I was dying for a change, and that's when I decided to go back to Chicago, because I was homesick and I missed it. And so that's, that was my ticket back, essentially, was going back to school. And I figured if I was going to go back to school, I was going to study something fun and interesting, and turned out to be game development. I don't regret my time at DePaul, because it is because of my time there that I know what I know now. But I definitely still had that naive idea of, oh, if I get a degree, then I'll be qualified for a job. Why is this silent? And that's partially my fault. That's also like just how my upbringing was. But I am definitely on the degrees are kind of meaningless unless you actually need them for the job that you're going to do. Like if you're going to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, or a public school teacher where you need the degree in order to actually be that thing, then by all means, yeah, pursue the degree. But they will at least make those degrees difficult to obtain. And by difficult, I mean, it's getting late in Sweden. Thank you for the nice chat. Good luck with the design. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And I'll keep an eye out for more game assembly work. I always enjoy looking at what you guys are doing over there. So have a good night. Yeah. Yep, take care. And so what I'm saying is degrees need to be earned, right? It should not be a it should not be a participation trophy, you know. And a lot of schools are kind of just doing that now, where they will accept any number of students based on whatever their admission criteria is, and then they will put them through a degree program and teach them as best they can with what they know, as limited as it may be. And in order to keep getting students, they will continue to admit them and get money. And at the end of the curriculum, hand you a degree saying good job. When I was studying architecture at my first go around with college, and this was at Oklahoma State, um, there was a uh, there was a threshold that you needed to be at in order to get into the professional program. You spent like your first 2 years kind of how you would normally at any school, where you're just taking your general electives and your core classes. But after like year two, if like if say your GPA wasn't up to snuff or anything like that, then you would either have to change your major or retake some classes in order to get it to a point where you are deemed eligible for the professional part of the degree, right? So it's like at that point they are trying to guarantee that you are ready for that job, right? It's the same as with like medical students and stuff. You don't want to skate students through a medical degree where people's lives are at stake, you know, and then just hand them a degree at the end of it saying, congratulations, you're a doctor or a nurse or a tech or whatever. There's more of a grueling process involved. And while for a creative field you don't necessarily have people's lives at stake, you have your own. And I wish schools took that more or equally as seriously. So that's just something that I wish schools would do more often, is at some point through your studies, as you're going through the curriculum, you are there are moments where you kind of have to sort of prove that you have been dedicating your time wisely to this degree. It's not easy, and it's definitely a matter of like academics versus economics, you know, because schools are a business and they do need to stay afloat just like any other business. So it's rough. It's definitely rough. Okay. Models, flags. Okay. So that works. And now let's do fire again, I guess. And I think that, yes. And this was done with position. Yeah, I agree. It's nice to have to support, but I'd want to know that I have the abilities to actually land a job. For sure. And that means that you gotta face the criticism. I've been getting some eyes on my projects from folks in AAA, but I still don't know if it's up to snuff. You won't know. Not until you apply, not until you get feedback, and even then, it's like sometimes your work just isn't a fit for what they want, you know, and that's not on you. That's not That's not downplaying your abilities. It just means that you got to make a new project that's more fit for the position, you know? So it's a tough field. My fire 2 sounds. My underscore fire 3 sounds. Apply. Wow, how fancy. Hi, Nailed Hearts. How are you? Let's see. Good? Good. Oh, ambience disaster fire. Very nice chill music. Yeah. Lo-fi hip-hop has become my new antidepressant. Really? I gotta browse. What are you working on now? I am working on a mod for Black Mesa. Oh, here it is. Ow. It's kind of loud. And right now I'm in just like the POCT, which is proof of concept tech. And all that means is I am basically assembling all the puzzle pieces together that I want to use when I start actually like crafting the level. And right now I've been working on valves for like 3 days. Okay, so that's fine. Okay. And what's this? Environment fire. My fire 3. Duration. Let's put like 5,000. Apply. Flags. Start on. Oh, we can have infinite duration. That's better than the 5,000 timer I put on it. That's fine. I actually need to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Let's see. Infinite duration, apply. Attack 0. Yeah. Don't need damage. Okay. So let's move this bad boy over. Put it right there. Also, shouldn't it have... It has a mass scale. Alright, I'll leave that. Okay. So now, inputs, that's that. There it is. Outputs. Position kill fire, but what if I want to turn it back on? Because I don't think I want to kill it. I think killing it removes it entirely. Add. I want to say it's got to be maybe on reached position or on fully closed and open. Let's do this on fully closed. Fire. Let's do, instead of kill, let's disable. Let's see if that makes a difference. Apply. Let's do the same for the sounds. Closed. Fire 3 sounds. Okay, so this doesn't have a disable, but it does have a stop sound, so let's try that. Then apply, and so now switch it to on fully open. Turn fire 3 and enable. Fire 3 sound. Play sound. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's see how it goes. that. Shut that off. Okay. Why is it not playing sound? Huh. Okay, so that worked. Can I turn it back on? It plays the song, the sound. After much error. Doesn't sound pretty. Okay. Oh, I didn't even pick a sound. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so that should play just fine. Now the fire will turn off, but it will not turn back on. Why not? Maybe I should change it to position and just specify which position. Let's run it one more time and see. Steam, got fire noise. Okay, so that's dead. If I turn it back. Fire sound will come, but not the fire. Why is it doing that? Maybe just start fire? I think I've got the right idea with the disable and enable, but... maybe because it's fire, it just has a different behavior. Ah! So maybe instead of disable, we just extinguish, or extinguish temporary. Let's just try it and see, I guess. You know, going back to what I was talking about earlier about university programs kind of producing more indies than AAA. It's not necessarily a bad thing, in my opinion, because indies are still making games, you know? Doing what they love. And it didn't like that for some reason. Yeah, it didn't like that. Okay. But I think it comes down to expectation. It's like, if you just want to learn how to make games so that you can make games, then I think it's fine. But if you are wanting to learn how to make games of a certain caliber, then you got to make sure that you're going into a game dev program that will teach that. Let's see. Okay, extinguish temporary did not work. I'm also going to try maybe on position and just try it this way. Disable. And do the same for here. Although it's not really letting me change the parameter, so I'm not entirely sure what this is changing. Start position is 0. So does that mean it's always going to have to be at 0? Just gonna have to continuously keep running this just to see. This is the part that I like the least, is making one small change, having to jump back in, play it, see if it works. If it doesn't, come back, make another small change, come back. Okay. I get the feeling that I'm gonna have to jump into a level that has a valve toggle just to see what they did. Yep, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't see any other changes that I could be making that would work. I think office complex was where it was at, and let's just do the first one. See if I can do this in 10 minutes. Alright, so this is office. Oh, I went the wrong way. Okay, yeah, you come down here, and you come through here. I'm gonna have to remember this, because there was a box here that you could move. Okay, so player crawls out this way, comes through here, and then goes up here. Oh, does a new level open up here? I think so. Yep, this is the trigger that does it. Okay. Yep, player shows up here, then comes through here. This is the office where all hell breaks loose. Fight that dude. And then go up here to a new area. Alright, I'm gonna head out. Also wanted to say I'm pretty sure we're mutuals on Twitter, so I'll have to swing by for the next stream. Yeah. Next stream will probably be tomorrow. And I'm probably gonna have 2 streams tomorrow, just because I work in intervals of like an hour and a half, 3 hours at a time. But if I want to get this done by July, I'm gonna need to step it up. So I'm gonna be doing like maybe like a 9 a.m. stream and then a 2 p.m. stream, something like that. So yeah, stay posted. I try not to post too much of my stream on Twitter just because I don't want to like annoy people and I'm self-conscious about self-promoting. But yeah, definitely tune in and I'll talk to you then. So have a good rest of your day. Okay, so got more zombies here. Here's the fridge. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Where is that valve? There it is. This is the valve. So this one looks a little different from the other one. Player clips, so player doesn't bump into it. A funk brush. Doesn't have an output. PT crank. on entity spawned kill. Not sure I understand why that's there. Okay, so prop dynamic override. It doesn't seem to do anything. Why do they feel the need to animate in engine? There's a lot going on here than was initially apparent. Oh. There it is. I might need to mute for a second. Dogs are going to start barking. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little different turning something off and on versus moving something from location A to location B, which what the other valve I was looking at was doing. So it's a little unclear. Shush. The sound works just fine. I just don't understand why the fire itself is being so stubborn. Turn on, infinite duration. Yeah, I don't know. This is being annoying. I mean, does the steam work the same way? Would the steam be getting crazy? On trigger, kill the steam. So that doesn't do anything. NTC spawns. Tough to say. I'm wondering if it's because it's disabled. You can't re-enable it. It has to start disabled in order for it to be enabled. Maybe? I don't know. Alright. Fully closed. Pretty sure if I disable it, it won't work. Or if I kill it, it won't work. There's no coming back once you kill it. If you kill something, it deletes out of the scene entirely. Well, I'm gonna stop there. Alright. I guess we'll just have to revisit that next time, because if I can't figure it out by next time, then I'm just gonna have to get rid of that feature altogether, because you don't want to spend too much time working on something that you can't get. There should be a way to do it though. I just haven't found it yet. So I may spend some of my off time figuring that out. Until then, let's see if there's anybody doing some dev streaming that I can raid. Let's see. Okay. M Souls is a dev streamer. He works at Ubisoft. So let's go pay him a visit. Cool. Alright, everybody, thanks for dropping by. I will see you all tomorrow.